Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum students. I'm Sabir Hasnain, your science subject teacher from grade 8. If you remember in the previous video, we discussed about balance, and over there we discussed the example of scale or ruler, and later on we discussed how to find out the center of gravity of different object, and we discussed how we can determine the center of gravity of regular or irregular shape objects by using a plumb line. Now we are going to discuss the last topic of this chapter, which is stability. So question is this: what is stability? If I ask you to stand on your foot and don't move your body here and there, that is basically the stability. So it's a quality of a body, it's the state of a body, or a degree of being stable. Okay, you can stable yourself. So it's the strength to stand yourself. Okay, or it's the property of a body that cause when it is, let's suppose if we disturb that body from one condition of equilibrium or the steady motion, that body returns back, or that body restore its original condition. It means that body is stable. Okay, again, if we disturb some object and that body returns back on its original position, that is basically the stable object. For example, we place a book, okay, and we tilt that book in upward direction. Okay, initially that book was placed on a horizontal surface or a table. By moving it upward, by applying some force, after releasing that will return back towards its position, its initial position. It means that is stable, that object is stable. Here is one of the example, although this example is related to stability or unstable stability. Look like at the figure, few stones are stable, but after disturbing they will not return back towards their original position. It means after disturbing they will be unstable and they will not return back towards their original position. The stability of an object actually depends upon how far it can be tipped before its base move outside its base. Let's try to understand this sentence on the next slide. Look at the figure. Here is the best example through which we can understand the stable or unstable condition of the object. Figure A. Here we have a rectangular object. You can consider a book, you can consider a block. So we have a center of mass or center of gravity here. So if we turn it a little bit away from its body, from the ground, so its center of gravity rises and the weight is actually downward, but after releasing it returns back towards its original position. In case 2, okay, when this line or the weight or the line where the whole weight of a body acts is exactly along the line of center of gravity, okay, when both are in the same line, again the body will return back towards its original position. It means it can return back if this line lies, the weight lies within or on the same line of the center of gravity line. Okay, but if this crosses the center of gravity line, this one, okay, then it will not return back towards its original position. So case 1 and 2, body is being stable, but in figure 3 the body is unstable. So we can say in stable state body returns back towards its original position, but in unstable state body will not return back towards its original position. For example, if let's take another example in a book. In fact, before discussing that example, objects having a wide base and low center of gravity, they are more stable. In the figure 1, okay, that's unstable. So we have two cars. This car having a small base, not wide, okay, and this one car too with having a wide base. So a car having a wide base is more stable rather than having a small base. And similarly, the low center of gravity, okay, why low center of gravity? One of the important example is a traffic cone, okay, which is more stable because it has a low center of gravity, because more of its mass or weight is closer to the base. That's why cars or all the vehicles made heavy at the bottom, to make them more stable, okay. That's why the racing car or the level of the racing car, the height of the racing car is not too high, to keep them closer to the ground, okay, because their weight they'll be heavy at the ground, near at the bottom. So when they'll be heavy at the bottom, they will be more stable. Now let's discuss the equilibrium. Okay, if the object is balanced or the no net force acts on it, then object is said to be in equilibrium. There are three states of equilibrium, that is unstable equilibrium, stable equilibrium number 1, number 2 unstable equilibrium, number 3 neutral equilibrium. Although we discussed about stable and unstable concept of stable and unstable state, now we relate that stable and unstable state of object to the equilibrium. So let's discuss with the example of a cone, through which we can understand stable, unstable and neutral equilibrium. So if object is stable, that's provided its weight does not produce a moment that cause it to topple. So here, when cone is upright, okay, in this case its weight is closer to the earth, its weight is nearest to the ground, and that will be in balanced state. So this case the cone is in stable state or in stable equilibrium. But if cone is inverted cone, that its bottom or its upper side is at end of the cone is at the ground, so its center of gravity is at certain height from the ground, and in this case the cone fall down and it will not return back towards its original shape, okay. That's why this cone is in unstable equilibrium. Now in neutral equilibrium, here the cone rotates around its own axis, okay, and its height will not increase or not decrease. So in this case the level of center of gravity will not change. So this is one of the example of neutral equilibrium. So here in this example, center of gravity is closer to the earth, again the cone one, and it will not, if we'll move it, then again it will return back towards its original position. And in second cone, okay, when tip is at the bottom and that it will not return back towards its original shape after disturbing it. So that's why it's unstable. So in case 1, after disturbing, it will return back towards its original shape. In case 2, okay, it will not return back, so it's unstable. In case 3, we have a ball, okay, or if we roll a cricket ball or football, this level of the center of gravity is at the same height from the ground. So in this case, body is in neutral equilibrium. So again the same case here, if we disturb a ball and we move it, this ball again return back towards its original position or at the center. So that's why this ball would be in stable state. But here, if the ball is at the top and if we disturb it or move it, it will not return, it will fall down towards right side or towards left side, but it will not return back towards its original shape. It means this is unstable. And in this case, which is at the center, the ball will be at the same level from the ground. It means that ball is in neutral equilibrium. So we can conclude stable equilibrium is that equilibrium in which body retain its shape or original position, and unstable equilibrium is that position where body will not return back its original position. And in neutral equilibrium, body will be at the same height from the ground. I hope you learned a lot from this video. Thank you very much. Stay blessed.